Welcome to the Voice of Metal, where we talk about all things metal. How are you guys doing today? Sorry, I've been really busy doing a lot of different things in my real life, of course, besides just doing my channel. Um, Doing some yard work, so I'm having lots of fun there. But I figured I'm trying to think of something that I could talk about tonight. And this one stood out to me as an article, and I don't know the whole thing about the whole what's going on with it, but I kind of got a glimpse of it a little bit. Basically, Derrick Green from Sepultura, that is the lead singer since Max left the band many years ago when they first started off with Igor, his brother. It's rather interesting. He's basically trying to add a ballad into some of the songs. I'm not sure if it's going to be one song, two songs, the whole album, or what, but it's rather interesting. I guess maybe it is. It sounds like the next record is what it sounds like. But it's rather interesting because the fact that I guess he's getting encouragement from his friend Toby Morris, paired recently to discuss it. Apparently, one life, one chance. It's rather interesting. I guess they were talking with Parkway Drive and Winston McCall, which is kind of interesting. Excuse me. What the heck? Oh, I got the wrong one. Well, I thought I had the right one. Maybe not. Sorry, I'm moving stuff over to the other screen so that way I can talk to my live streamers if I have somebody on here right now, which I don't know. Anyway, anyway, some message on YouTube about live chats and stuff like that, and what to do. But yeah, I think it's a rather interesting concept. I think I do remember September Morning doing something along the same lines, basically having a story kind of in with the actual song itself. And apparently, several other bands have done that before and been very successful with it. 10 thrash bands released a ballad, and it rolled. Basically, it looks like one was Slayer and Metallica right off the top. Sacred Reich, which is I never said goodbye. I'll have to listen to that. So I'm going to try to make a playlist of those songs too, so that way you guys can hear what it sounds like. So that way you guys got an idea of what maybe possibly Derrick's going to try to do with the new album, which is kind of cool. And by the way, also, just a reminder that I'm assuming Max and Igor are together working to re-release the EP, I think is what it was, of their very first albums that they had ever done, which was really, really cool. And hopefully it'll sound better. I forgot which record label it's under right now, because they just signed up with a new label, which is kind of cool. Oh, and Overkill. Which one was that one called? Return of Serenity. No, that's Testament. The Years of Decay. Testament's Return of Serenity. Megadeth is a Tout Le Monde. I think it's how you pronounce that. It's kind of one of those, like, it's a French word, I think it sounds like. And Talik? I don't know how to pronounce their name. There stood The Fence. Okay, I don't know. Who knows, right? Suicidal Tendencies. I Will Laugh Tomorrow. Oh, yeah. I definitely like that one. I know that one very well. Metallica's Fade to Black. I didn't know that was a ballad. Okay. I'll have to listen to that again, probably. Who knows? Metal Church's Watch the Children Pray. Flossom and Jessam, Escape from Within. I've heard a lot of their stuff, and I don't remember if I've heard that one or not. I think I have. I remember the album cover because I've seen the album cover before when I was playing their song. Oh, every Thrashmetal Big Four album ranked. Okay. I guess they've got some other titles in here that are like for other things, apparently. Biggest titles for different albums listed on their website for Loudwire. Huh. Interesting. So now I got like I've done this really quickly, so that's because I didn't really have much planned or prepared for this. So I don't know. It's like it's kind of a bummer. Here, hold on one second. Let me put this over here so I can read a little closer, and I can still see at least who's on here and watching and stuff like that. It's always fun doing stuff live because you can't really make it all perfect. It's kind of like live performances. I did see a oh, I know, it was one of the concerts just recently actually with Metallica and James. I think their guitar wasn't working. So they had to come out and I think they changed out like twice. No, it was Kirk. They actually had some issues with the guitar that he was playing on. It wasn't tuned right, so it was out of sequence with the rest of the band. So it kind of sounded a little weird. So it's kind of interesting. So Morris says in his interview on April 3rd, saying that Derrick should do a ballad in the next Sepultura album, which would be kind of cool. All I know is the last album that they did was really, really good, and I think they've only gotten better after the time when it comes to some of this stuff. So I think it'd be kind of cool to see that happen. Apparently, it sounds like he was trying to talk to him about doing it. Hmm. Well, anyway, I can't, no. Some of the stuff on here, I'm just like, eh. Whoops, whoops. Oh, okay. This year they're heading out on tour with Creator in North America the spring and summer. Getting Sepultura tickets here. Oh, because I guess they're selling tickets for that one already. That reminds me, I did see where Lamb of God has announced a new tour as well with Arcadian Strain, the Arcadian Strain, and Ice Nine Kills, and Suicidal Silence, and more. So that's kind of cool. Apparently, with I guess they've got some other ones with Black Delilah Murder, and After the Burial, and Alpha Wolf. I don't think I've ever heard of Alpha Wolf, so I might have to check them out too. Be kind of interesting to see what their whole thing is. I guess it depends on what area they're going to, who's going to be playing with them on that, which would be kind of cool to find out. I'll have to find out. Ooh, they're going to be at the Ball Arena in Denver on the 23rd, so maybe I'll have to check that out because that it would be my very first Lamb of God concert if I do go. Because I've been wanting to see Randy sing for some time now, and it's kind of a drag that I couldn't because certain situations. I don't know what day that falls on though, so I'm gonna have to find out. I'll have to figure that out if it's on a day that I can go. Because some days I have things I got to do, so unfortunately. But I forgot to announce something to everybody is that I will be at the Obituary concert in Denver this next coming Friday, I believe. I think it's on the 13th. I'm not sure. Or is it the 12th? Yeah, I think it's the 12th. And it's Friday. So if you are watching and you're in the Colorado, Denver metro area, whatever you want to be, or the surrounding area that's coming to that concert, come up and say hello, okay? I would love to hear from you guys. I think that'd be awesome to hear what you guys think so far. I don't have a whole lot yet set up for this, but I still hope that people will like and subscribe, because that way, to me, like I've said before and I'll say it again, when I have enough people that are interested in watching what I want to try to accomplish, the bands will come. I almost guarantee you. That's the thing is, I always wonder when people do interview, do the bands actually take time out of their schedule to talk and answer questions to do interviews, or do they maybe have to pay to do that? I don't know, because I know usually when you do meet and greets, they do charge a little money for that, which is understandable because it makes revenue for the band and they actually get paid. So, I mean, their time is worth money, and it's one of those things. It is a business, and even though it's something we all enjoy, it's still their livelihood, and they have to make money doing that. And that's what's one of the things that I think that brought me to this um, decision to try to do this, because one of the things I really did love at the meet and greets is to talk to the people that are in the bands. You get to know them a little better as a person, not just as a musician. Because really, to be honest, they're just like any of us. They're people that have a similar interest, that play in a band, that they have families, they have mothers, they have fathers, they have people in their lives, they have interest, all that stuff, right? So to me, getting to know them personally, I think is really cool. And maybe even sometimes me finding out a little bit about them, what they like, what they enjoy, because I know I a few musical artists. I'm not gonna say mention names, but there are, and especially one I got to know pretty well. I don't think I know them that well completely, but I know enough to make a pretty good decision about who they are as a person. And I think, yeah, I think she's a really phenomenal person. I know September Morning and the guys in the band there were really awesome. I even got to talk to the lead singer for Above Snakes. We were discussing the whole tour thing, so I didn't realize you guys were in this tour. And he goes, well, the one band had to drop out that was gonna be opening for September Morning. Oh no, it was Raw actually. That's who they were playing for. So basically, September was actually opening for them. But they're a phenomenal band too. I wish I could have got to talk to them a little bit, because I think it seems like the guy's really cool, down to earth, really great person. Um, the the Above Snakes guy, it was rather interesting. He has a really unique, different look. I was thinking, okay, this seems kind of like a, maybe his whole overall looks kind of a mixture of like 80s slash modern day kind of thing, because he has like these bright neon type things with dreads and everything. It's kind of cool. It's a little bit different. Hello, how's it going? You know it. How are you doing? Oh, you know what? I don't know what's going on with that. It's I think it has something to do with the internet here, unfortunately, and I'm not sure what to do to prevent that from happening. So I'll have to figure out something for that for the live feed, because it's supposed to be fiber optics that I'm running on, and apparently it's supposed to be super fast, but apparently it's not doing so well. So I'm sorry about that. You know what? Let me see. You said it's the audio, which is not good, because then people can't hear me or understand me. Ah, yeah. Oops. Yep. I might have to do something about that. Let me see here. Shoot. Is that better, baby? Hopefully. Oh, the audio is good. Sorry. But I'm freezing up. I think it's just the internet. But anyway, like I was saying before, I think that that was the whole premise of it. Then with 72 seasons coming out, which I didn't think about the calculations on this, but really 72 is the first 18 months of your life, being every season up until your 18th year. So it equals to 72, which makes sense. Okay, because I didn't think about I had a feeling that it had something to do with the seasons and this thing, but I didn't do the math on that. So I'm sorry about that, unfortunately, about freezing up like that. So I think if you see the actual uploaded version, it should hopefully it won't be all wonky like that. So I apologize. Um, so hopefully you're doing well there. You know it. I appreciate you coming back. And somebody, I don't know if they're still here or not. She probably won't be back for a while. I don't know. I think I might be getting on here too late for her because I was on pretty early the last time. So we'll see what happens here. Um, anyway, um, I think that was the whole point that I think it dawned on me. It's like, okay, here we have, I learned about one person, right? And I found out a lot about them and stuff that I really, really, really thought we had a lot in common. Um, the band September Morning and some of the other ones, people that I met, um, very awesome people. Um, and also, I think with Sacred Reich, I don't remember his name, the lead singer. I'm sure somebody will tell me in the comments later on because it's like I don't, like I said, I don't know everything. And sometimes bands that I think might be new are not really new. They're older. But for me, actually, some of the newer bands are in the last 20 years. To me, they're not new, but they're not old. You know, things back in 2000 before 2000s I consider like the older bands per se, and the after 2000s are a little bit newer. So I shouldn't say new bands, they're more like newer bands, or so they haven't been around as long as like Metallica and Megadeth and Anthrax and Sacred Reich and Jetsam and Flossom and all those guys, right? So oh no, you're fine. You're fine. Actually, that's the whole point of this. The whole point is that when I basically I should call it the voices of metal because to me it's about the band, it's about the people set up, um, about the audience, the people that are in the crowd. I think that's a lot of it. Getting to know them and vice versa. Asking the questions that people want to know. Maybe nothing really, how you say, too personal, but something that I think it would be comfortable enough for somebody to answer, especially if I have a small chat audience, which is fine, because that would be kind of cool. It's more intimate that way, right? But I'm sure that once the channel grows, that will change. And I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of questions. So I might have to say, okay, we're going to have questions beforehand that you might want to ask. And then we'll just pick from those questions and what they feel comfortable answering, because that's what it's all about. But I think that's really cool because, I mean, one of the things that I really enjoyed is I got to talk to him, but it wasn't super There, is that better? God, thanks. I did think I muted. Well, I did mute it because I thought something was wrong with the microphone, was what I thought you said. So I muted it, did something, and then I thought I'd put it back up. So I guess all that stuff is not there. Oh, it happens. Anyway, since I said it's live. But anyway, like I was saying before, with Sepultura stuff and getting to know people and stuff in general, um, it was rather interesting. I didn't have a whole lot of time with him to talk to him, but I think Derrick is not the type of person that does a lot of talking that I know of, because he was really short. But like I said, it was really late. They had a snowstorm, and they had to go out and around the tunnel that goes through the mountain in order to get to the thing. So they didn't get there until like right before their time to perform. And they still had sound checks and all this other stuff. And they also did, thank you, appreciate it, for the like on and the back. Basically what it was is like they had to go out and around, and they got there, they did the sound check. They want to make sure they had everything all set up perfectly for the concert. And they did all their performances, and it was almost like by the time we got done, I think it was like 12:30, maybe 1. And we didn't get home until like 2, because Denver's like an hour away from where I live at. So yeah, it was one of those things that was short and sweet, unfortunately. So it wasn't like the regular meet and greets, but I don't know if that's what they normally do or not, or that was just because of the circumstances. Who knows? And that was back in like August or something. But I always tell people, the people performing, bands that are performing in Denver and Colorado, they should try to do their dates somewhere closer to June, July, or August, or possibly December. December is usually a good month, because we have snow sometimes, but we don't have that much. Don't ever do it in March. Don't ever do a concert in March. It is really bad. See, I had 3 people viewing me, but I don't know if they're on here right now. Oh, while it was live. Anyway, so I guess my other viewer isn't back yet. I wonder what happened to her. I hope she's okay. I'm getting kind of a little worried now. So if you're listening, my very first, I should say, we miss you. It'd be awesome to do that. Here I was trying to make this short and sweet, and I got 24 minutes in. So I will say probably good night, unless there's something you would like to know or want to maybe talk about. It. We could talk about that for a little bit if you want. I have somebody that sent me a message on Messenger. Somebody that, I don't know, she might like me. I don't know. I'm one of those not certain about people that are kind of outside the United States. I mean, if I find somebody that's really cool, I might, but if it's for the right reasons, who knows? So it's personal love life stuff, or interests. But I think somebody else kind of said something that maybe that's why she's not here. I don't know. We'll see. I hope she's not embarrassed by that. But anyway, yeah. So it'd be interesting to hear from Daryl. Oh, sorry, Derrick. Sorry, Derrick, not Daryl. Derrick Green's take on this whole new quest for a ballad and their music, because I think it'd be kind of cool. I think it'd be interesting. I know September Morning was working on some music at the time, and we got to hear a sneak peek of it. And I think it's out now, I believe. I think I've heard it already once, but I forgot the name of the song. But it's really good. And by the way, I have been listening to some other new music, and I'll try to get them on a playlist for you guys, because some of them are really good. Some are, I mean, they're still really good, but they're not like what I consider like iconic, like to get them to the status of like a super big, humongous band like Slipknot and Lamb of God. There is a gentleman that I did meet in Colorado Springs that has his own band that he's in, and they said that he doesn't want to release it until later on. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm thinking about cutting it here soon, really quickly, because it's getting pretty late for me too. Because it's like 11 o'clock almost. I wanted to get this done sooner than later. But yeah, and he said he didn't want to release it until later on, but I would love to have him on here. I know I talked about night. Good night. Take care. Mind Incision too. So hopefully we'll get them on here, and maybe some local Denver bands. I think that would be cool. And actually, I did get to meet the sister of the bass player for one of the opening acts at the Max and Igor Cavalier show. So if I ever see her or maybe their band again, I could maybe talk them into talking to us online. I think that would be kind of cool. So I will say goodnight, farewell, and hopefully you guys are doing well out there. And anybody who watches, thank you for watching. And also, thank you so much for the people that have just recently subscribed. I appreciate it. Even when I didn't even have anything out there, they must have saw some of the other short videos of the videos that I have out, which I appreciate. So don't forget, headbang, like, and subscribe those buttons, okay? Because without you, this will never come to fruition, I guess you could say, or to life, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So thank you again. Thanks for it and all the people that have live chatted with me since well, not the very beginning, but the beginning of my first live chat conversation while I was live. I do appreciate. There's 3 people actually. All right, take care. You have a good night. Bye.